What's up? Welcome to KWK today on the 9th of April, 2021. Wait a minute, time out. You mean I get my own screen now?
Yes.
Oh, huh? Oh, because I knew it was something. So normally I cannot see myself, I cannot see the guests, but today, got a little monitor here because we got a guest coming on later on. Matter of fact, let me tell you who's coming at 1:45 before we tell you who's in the house right now. At 1:45, for all you NCAA basketball folk, we've got Coach, what's Coach's name? I forgot his name. I think the assistant coach, not the head coach, of the Baylor Bears. The Baylor Bears men's basketball team won the NCAA championship on Monday evening, and we've got one of the assistant coaches coming in to be with us, and I'll think of his name in just a minute. And that's pretty exciting. He's coming in via Zoom, of course, so it'd be real cool to talk about what it means to win a championship. So give the folk a shout out right now. Alvin Brooks, how'd I go? The third, yeah, and his daddy is assistant coach at U of H. And I don't know if you knew this or not, Lamar University. He's going to be the head coach of Lamar University. But anyway, that's insignificant for right now. Welcome to KWK, glad you're here. I want to send a shout out to the team that made our Resurrection Weekend services a phenomenal success. Matter of fact, some of them are here right now. Tara is here, soon to be getting her doctorate in something. Dee is here with a brand new mask. Now, speaking of masks, wear yours. The mask that Dee has worn in the past, some of those masks were like 5, 10, 15, 20 years old, but Dee has on a brand new mask today and looking good while he's doing it. Rose has a fresh haircut again, nice haircut. And it's been a while since I've given Don Thomas' mom a shout out in Louisiana. So shout out to Don Thomas' mom, our producer, and he's one who, of course, founded this concept of KWK. Charles Richard, good to have him in the house. As a matter of fact, you're gonna be hollering at Charles in just a minute, and I'll tell you what it's about. And then, this almost deserves a drum roll, but it doesn't. Just almost. Kevin Broussard is in the house, and he's apparently going to be working for the Houston Astros later on because there's this big old Houston Astros. You working at the Astros? At the juice box? Here's the question. Can you say what did he say? What did he say?
He's serving hot dogs.
Yeah. Everybody believes that's done on your head backwards. So the question is, can you sneak a brother in with you today? Yeah, well, I don't want to go today, but you know, somebody else sitting close to you might want to go today. Oh yeah. So Kevin, you're not on the show today, but while we're on you for a minute, how you go to the football games, the basketball games, the baseball? What do you do?
So I design sound lighting video systems.
You design sound lighting. I beg pardon?
And then we also engineer building out.
You engineer building out.
NRG Stadium, Toyota Center, and we make all jobs that we've done.
I see.
And so we maintain them. So they have special events at the beginning of the season, things like that.
Uh-huh.
And then I go to those events just to support
All right. Big dog Kevin. Well, he sneaked in with us today. And we're good to have, what's up, Bailey? Can you give us some air? You came in just in time, man, to give us just a ski taste of air, please. Thank you so very much. Don't come in and hugging everybody. Now just CDC hug. Lord, oh yeah, okay. These single folk got to hug on one another. All right, it's all good. Bless the Lord. Listen, seriously, thank you so much for making the weekend a phenomenal success. We had a lot of children, man. You see all those babies and children in the parking lot, especially at 10 o'clock. And I really wish I'd had more time to adapt my sermon to fit the audience more appropriately impromptu like that. But anyway, you were there, the Lord was there, it was a blast. We thank you. Some of you have started a couple of rumors. I want to hit those right now before we go to Caldwell's kitchen. One rumor is that we're going to come back and have butts and seats, as they say in the airline industry, in June. It ain't necessarily so. As a matter of fact, it's probably not so. As you know, there are about 9 strains now of the virus, and said fifth one that really got rolling in Europe. It's just a matter of time, more than likely, before it grows over here. Already seeing evidence of it in New York. Were it not for the fifth strand particularly, we might be looking at June as a possibility, but don't think so. Your health is our number one priority, and we thank the Lord for IT infrastructure and for a great team, and we're just going to keep it moving, keep it rolling like that, okay? So that's what that is. So if you don't, let me put it like this. If you hear the rumors out there somewhere about Windsor, about me, or even about anybody on this program, if you don't hear it here first, it's not true. And watch this. Feel free to holler at Charles. Text him right now. Holler at him right now. Say, what's up, what's up? If you have any questions about the ministry, about the church, ask him right now. And as we set the foundation, the stage for two of our upstanding guests who will be out here in about 3 to 4 minutes, let me say this. You cannot get better if you don't improve. You cannot get better if you don't improve. And you cannot improve if folk don't call stuff for your attention, right? So some folk call it a continuing improvement process. And the truth is never afraid of inquiry, right? So we here at Windsor Village, not only do we aim to please the Lord, but we aim to meet your needs and then some. So we'd like to hear from you. So if you have any comments about the weekend service, let me know. If you have any comments about our Wednesday night service or weekend service going forward, let me know. Have any recommendations for ministry, let me know. I want to send a shout out, bad hair day for me, to that sister who asked about our boys' rite of passage. She wanted to know basically why we didn't have it. Guess what? We do have boys' rites of passage. We have had it for 1,000 years. We still have it. Now, arguably, we should have done a better job of marketing it or advertising it, but we like that kind of input from you. So whenever you have questions, or emails, or comments for me, either right now to Charles Richard or via email. What's the email address again, please? Info is on the screen. info@wvumc.com. Oh, that's a cute screenshot. info@wvumc.com, and that's it. All right. Before you might well roll on over this. Come on, RJ. Come on, Corinne. As I give you the Caldwell Kitchen, as our special guests come on in, Caldwell Kitchen, and I'm going to introduce Corinne and RJ to you in just a minute. So yesterday, RJ, Corinne, let me tell you what I fixed yesterday. First of all, I went to the farmer's market, not far from where you went to high school, actually, out there. Well, it is a good distance. Well, no, in Mo City. Okay. Farmers Market in Missouri City, Savannah. Got some beautiful Brussels sprouts. Oh! Now, I grew up eating Brussels sprout as a child. I didn't like them. But I had to eat them because my mama opened my mouth and boom, jammed them down my throat. But now, I cut off the end, then I cut it in half. I put it face down in a cast iron skillet with a little olive oil. It's a low simmer. Do it like that till it's brown on the face. Oh, good, good. And of course, my traditional salmon. They tired of hearing about my salmon, but I know you're not. I soak it in orange juice first. Soak it in orange juice, then just season it as you want. It's so good. Folk bring their salmon over to my house to fix for them. Oh, Lord, he says, Jesus. Somebody keep me near the cross. Jesus, somebody. And, every now and then we do white rice because it's not good for you. Yesterday was one of those days. Did a little white rice. How many of y'all old enough out there in TV land to remember when you had to wash the rice? Don shaking his head like you.
You have to get the black stuff out.
Are you old enough to do that? Some of y'all still wash your rice just out of habit because Big Mama washed it. You don't know. You don't even know why you wash your rice. You wash it because Big Mama washed it. So we did white rice. But then, this almost deserves a drum roll. Almost, but it doesn't. I fixed a little sauce, okay? Pastor Suzette, that's my wife. She bought some of this fancy garlic that's pre-peeled, and it comes in a little container. That garlic is so weak. Take it off the mug. You can open that thing and stick your nose right in it and not smell a thing. I want the real garlic. Just peel it. So I cut up some garlic, little bell pepper, fresh onion. Do you know what I found at the food market? purple onion, not the round purple onion, the scallion purple onion. It's green on the top and purple bottom. You ever seen those? You have? Where'd you see it? We got a smart butt with us today. All right, Kevin is back. Thank you, Kevin. So anyway, green top, purple bottom, real onion. Sauteed that in just not a lot of butter, but enough butter to make it smell good. And then a little walnut oil, sauteed that. Then I put my tomatoes in. If you want it thicker, add a little tomato base, right? Let this simmer for about 5 minutes max. Then crown it with a little red dinner wine. Well, I want to hear what you're going to say.
Rosemary. You ever do some rosemary on it?
You know, I was thinking about that.
Try it out. See?
Throw in the rosemary. You throw in a little turmeric too, or just rosemary?
I haven't tried turmeric, but rosemary for sure. I might have to try turmeric though. I'm a smoked salmon guy though.
Oh,
so
yeah. Oh, well, how you do your salmon?
Man, I just get it from HEB.
Oh, we got 2 jokesters in the house now. We rolling already. I'll tell you the truth. Yeah. All right.
Try it out.
So do you tell folk you fix the salmon, or do you just tell the truth?
No. When I fix the salmon, I put rosemary on it.
I got you.
But I prefer smoked salmon. Usually, that's probably one of my favorite foods, smoked salmon.
All
but
right.
just,
All right, well, RJ, now, may I finish my show? No, I'm just teasing. I'm just having fun, RJ. I'm just having fun. Let me do this in the color kitchen. I'm just having fun. I'm just teasing. And the sauce was so good. I hope Pastor Suzette is not listening. Alex ate his sauce and hers too. So by the time she got home, no sauce left. So I just emptied the sauce container as if there were no sauce, and she just got rice, greens, and salmon. Because Alexander inhaled all, and he didn't even like lemon. So anyway, there you go. He doesn't like tomatoes, actually, but he liked that sauce. Anyway, all right, that's it for Caldwell's Kitchen. That wraps it up. I know it sounds boring to y'all, but you could have been there. Oh, yes, thank you for that question. I forgot to make this announcement as we introduce a new guest for sure. 12 after 8. D, this does deserve a drum roll for real, please. That's pretty good, D. That's pretty good. It's a lot better than 2 months ago. We're offering Johnson & Johnson, the City of Houston and Kroger pharmacists. By the way, the leader of the Kroger pharmacy statewide, I think, is an African-American sister. Hey, so we're offering vaccines down at the Power Center, RAT, right now, from 1 to 5 o'clock, free of charge. Again, it's Johnson & Johnson, 1 shot, and you're done. The Johnson & Johnson trials had more people of color in it than the other 2, for whatever that's worth, and is working 1 to 5 right there inside the Power Center. Check on it out. Was the vaccine approved by the FDA? I heard that FDA didn't approve it. You talking about Johnson? Yeah, absolutely. Right now? Yeah, absolutely. Where'd you get that rumor from? Let's hear some more rumors. I like rumors. I do. I like to know what the people are thinking. Speaking of what are the people thinking, welcome. Now, some of you know Corinne. Corinne is one of the praise team. She's on the praise team. She's on a few of the teams here. So we welcome Corinne to the show. It's your first time on the show, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's a shame. And last Tuesday, Corinne introduced me to RJ. RJ, graduate of Hastings, all Hastings High School folk out there. Hey, went to a great private liberal arts school in San Antonio, Trinity University, played a little college there. Graduate of the U of H School of Law, December grad. Yo. And now he's practicing law, but not as a lawyer. I'm happy to say, this is what we're going to talk about the first part of the show. Where's the goodie bag?
You forgot the
Oh, well, go get the bag, man. Go get the bag, man. We're going to eat on the show. There are 2 reasons why Corinne and RJ are here. And if you don't like the first reason, you're going to love the second reason, I promise you. We got 3 jokes in the house, Tara. What you give them for lunch? Don just say, is that from HEB? No, this is from, oh man, that's looking good. I hope you brought a fork. Otherwise, I'm going to have to eat it all. I can't share it. I mean, the production team is standing up looking what it is. This is
Strawberry cheesecake.
RJ is one of what, 3 owners?
2 on it. Me and my brother.
You and your brother on
Me
it?
and my brother, yeah.
It's
Me and
6.
my brother, my mom, my uncle. It's a family.
I got, and 6, what's
Day 6.
Day 6.
Day 6 coffee.
Day 6 what?
Coffee cup.
Coffee cup. Coffee cup. Downtown Houston, y'all, on Prairie Street between Main and Travis. That's right now, smack in the heart of downtown.
Yes, sir.
So welcome to the show, Mines.
Glad to be here, my man.
Welcome to you too. Delighted to have both of you. So why did you start a business in the middle of downtown, in the middle of the pandemic at that?
So the truth is that
The truth, no.
only the truth.
Lie to us, lie to us.
COVID, me and my brother saw a lot of opportunities. He was selling cheesecakes on Instagram for a while.
Selling.
And he was,
Ooh-wee,
he
cheesecake.
had been selling them on Instagram, but we thought maybe it's some opportunities during COVID
Right.
to get in where we didn't have the financial resources to get in typically. So one thing led to another. We saw a coffee shop that was already built out. They had went out of business. We said, hey, now's the time to strike.
Well,
so the truth is we would have never.
Hold up. Like that lady said on a commercial, I'm having a moment. And I know I'm not supposed to interrupt the guest. But let me tell you something. I opened this lid, and this banana nut muffin just came right up in my nostrils. It's so fresh.
It's all my brother. It's all my brother. All his recipes, he got really into baking. And, I'm just I do the dishes and clean the floors. He bakes all the goods.
You will answer my question, and I interrupted you rudely. I apologize.
No, you're good.
So you
help yourself. I bought you 2.
Thank you. Well, I'll share one with the team because I'm just nice like that. In fact, I'm gonna get up and share one. What? Oh.
They want the cheesecake.
The cheesecake.
Oh! My grandmother said beggars can't be choosy. So get a hold of this. I'm trying to offer them. Well, give me my cupcake back then. I was trying to be nice. I'm trying to offer them one of the best banana nut muffins I've had maybe in my life. It's really very, very good. Seriously. And what they say, we don't want that banana nut muffin. We want the cheesecake. You want it? I got. No, I'm just teasing. We'll share later. I'm sorry. We're being so rude today.
No.
We normally behave a little bit better than this.
I love it. So COVID really presented opportunities for us to get a coffee shop.
Right.
When we otherwise couldn't have got a coffee shop.
Right,
If that makes
right.
sense. So landlords are desperate or more desperate than they otherwise would have
So that
been.
means you got a good deal on the rent.
Exactly. We got a good deal on the rent. They were willing to work with some young black brothers that they otherwise wouldn't.
Oh, they
have.
were?
Everyone was telling us that we're crazy. And we kind of were crazy, but we saw it as the only opportunity that we would have had. And we opened up during the pandemic at the end of November, early December. So
So how's it going?
it's going great. I love it. Every day I wake up, I'm super excited, super stoked. It's going amazing. I mean, the support has been really crazy.
Right.
I think.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So what all do you sell besides
So we sell
cheesecake and banana nut?
excellent coffee, but kolaches. Kolaches are our thing. We got
Excellent coffee.
excellent coffee. Top of the line coffee. It's a roastery out of A-Leaf, Clutchtown Coffee. Yeah.
A-Leaf, Texas?
A-Leaf, Texas. Yeah. Hastings, LC.
Get out there.
Yeah. I wanted to keep it local, do something
Yeah.
where I'm from. So we sell coffee, obviously, and then kolaches is another thing we do. We do a bunch of specialty kolaches, brisket kolache,
Brisket kolache. Now, you may not be able to answer this, but who does your kolaches?
My brother does my kolache.
So your brother
We
is
bake
involved.
all of this. We bake all of this in house.
So did I meet your brother on Tuesday night?
Yeah, he was. I think he was.
Which one's the brother?
The second group that was sent to your right.
Oh, yeah. That's your
Ian,
nice
Ian,
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a mastermind behind all this. But
great.
we bake everything in house.
Uh-huh.
We do a brisket kolache. We do a boudin kolache.
Boudin kolache.
Boudin kolache. Y'all got.
You from Louisiana?
I got family in Louisiana.
No.
I want to say that I am, but nah, I'm not. I got family in Shreveport in Lake Charles. So, and then we do a jalapeno sausage kolache as well.
Jalapeno sausage. Wow.
Yes, sir. You got to do it right.
What-
And then lastly, a vegan for the vegans out there. They
Got it.
got to have an option as well.
What time you open?
We open up at 8 a.m. 9 a.m. on the weekends, and then we close at midnight on Friday and Saturday, and then close at 10 on every other day.
Parking's free after 6.
Correct. And on Sundays. Parking's free on Sunday.
Address again?
910 Prairie Street.
Got it. And let me say, I mean, you had no idea I was going to say this, but I want to say it. We're very proud of you and your family, 2 young African-American brothers making it happen downtown.
Absolutely.
But more specifically, what I want to say, and I'll tell KWK folk, listen, the word tenomos, what language is tenomos? Is that Greek, you think, or something? I don't know, whatever tenomos is. It means safe place. It's a comfortable place, safe place. The six, may I just call it the six?
Yeah, absolutely.
Has that tenomos feel. Peaceful, shalom, had a good vibe, as you would say. A real good vibe in there, man. So that's good. Even with the music. You know, sometimes music can mess up a vibe. But it was real cool. So I'm proud of
It
y'all.
means a lot. It means,
Yeah.
I mean, hearing that makes me and my brother want to go harder. I know we get that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
well,
just, this is the beginning, I'm hoping. So
Good.
just keep working hard.
Yeah. Well, on Tuesday night, we had a little get-together.
Yeah.
And Korean pulled us together.
Thank
and
you,
I wanted
Kareem.
to hear from, some of you what you were thinking. And you made a very powerful comment. As we segue into the second part of this is real important. Everybody, please tune into this. RJ said something I think I'll never forget. We were basically talking about how the church can be better, what the church can do differently. And watch this, Charles, you'll love this. I'm a Kirbyjon eyes what you said. I'm a Kirbyjon eyes what you said. They can just jump in and give the original version. RJ likened the church, the universal church, churches in general, to the police department. That arrested my attention. I'm saying, whoa. Then he basically said, I'm Kirbyjonizing it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just like you have good police and bad police, you got good churches and bad churches in terms of police and churches that take advantage of people. I heard a guy say yesterday, it was a good line, and just, we've all heard it. It was good to be reminded that good police hate bad police. Hate's a strong word. Similarly, I would say that, good or decent pastors don't like the ones who take advantage of people either. But what a great analogy. Say more, if you would.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a trust thing, right? You got
Yeah.
that one police officer that ruins the brand for all of police officers.
Yeah.
And I think that it's not enough just to not do bad. You have to have those other police officers
Right.
doing good and calling out and holding the others accountable.
Right.
I think you mentioned not the Old Testament, but the First Testament, as
Yeah.
you like to say.
Yeah.
I think the First Testament is very.
It was good, RJ. You remember that.
Got a good memory.
Yeah,
First
you
Testament
do.
is very don't do these things.
Right.
Where I feel like is the Second Testament.
Yeah,
Second Testament is very do good. Do
Right.
as Jesus would do.
Right.
Do show love.
Right.
So I think that's kind of piggybacking off that analogy.
Sure.
More of that, like more churches, pastors.
Yeah.
It's not enough just to not do bad. You have to actively do good.
Exactly.
To show Jesus' love,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera.
So I know, well, I don't know. I understand y'all been doing a little stuff on a few deals on Wednesday night where you ask the folk in attendance what's wrong with today's churches or what should today's churches be doing differently. So act like you're not on KWK and you may think, well, you really don't want to hear this, but yeah, they may not want to hear it, but they really want to. I want to hear it. What do you think? Let me phrase it this way. According to the man and woman on the street, what do they say in your group that we should be doing differently or better?
You want to piggyback on this, or I can go
I'll
ahead?
start. So I'm going to just start with trust, because trust has been broken. And if I'm someone that's in that group, I'm going to talk about how I've experienced brokenness as a result of church people acting a certain way, talking a certain way, and not showing love, the love that, we speak of Christ having and being a loving person and what the example should be. So trust has been broken. There's a lack of transparency. People forget where they came from and don't want to be honest about where they are, especially the older generation. So they don't remember that when they were young, they were experiencing things that we're currently going through. And so I don't have someone that I can go to and be honest with.
Yeah, and
Excuse me a minute. So you say older, let's draw a line.
Okay.
What age?
Ooh.
Call no names, bad no blames. 30, 40, 50, 60?
I say 50s.
50s.
Plus.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and I think it's I talk to a lot of Christians, and a lot of non-believers, they talk to believers, and believers have this, hey, well, in the Bible it says this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of the non-believers are, well, with the Bible comes a lot of this good, but also comes a lot of this bad, according to them, from what they see, from the outside looking in. Why do I need the Bible to have access to God? Or why do I need the church to find God, et cetera, et cetera? I can find God without the church or the Bible, especially if the church is bad or the church is manipulative or if the church is this and that. The bad things they see, they don't see the good that the church do. So a lot of what we would hear is there's this spirituality versus religion. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that thing, but I can still be spiritual and have access to God without being religious and following the teachings of the church and the teachings of the Bible.
And I think part of that stems from a lot of people, a lot of like our age, our peers growing up in the church, but never really understanding why they believe or what they believed for themselves. And so it becomes a thing of spirituality. So I know that God exists, but I don't know what I believe or why I believed what I did when I did believe.
Well, you did, right. And in your case, obviously you believe now.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't talking about myself.
You're reporting
I'm
from the street.
saying, like, like what conversations have been.
Yeah, so there, and some of the members have heard me say this probably 1,000 times. This will be your first time. You know what, I'm just going to talk to you.
Okay.
A lot of folk don't come to, no, seriously, a lot of folk don't come to church because of those who do. And it's something that, we need to be aware of and work on. And the transparency piece is, I think if we've ever needed to be it, we need it now during this COVID season. And actually, this has been a great opportunity for those of you who like to evangelize. This has been the one-on-one season in the last 12 months, man. If you haven't felt, anyway, so this is a great time to do it, but so oftentimes we just kind of miss the opportunity because we use language, we want to talk about this a little bit, that unbelievers, we use church talk, that only church folk understand, and even church folk get it messed up. Because I heard a brother say the other day, interestingly, that somebody walked up to him trying to, quote unquote, evangelize him, and they said, it's something like, the Lord died for your sins, which you did. But it was just so packed with church talk that the brother who was listening really was trying to understand what the person was saying, but they really couldn't. And sadly, the person who was talking couldn't explain it. Oh, man, I said, it's just so frustrating. So that just goes back to what you were saying earlier about just being locked into a tradition or locked into a way of doing it and not understanding what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good point because you think people want to sound intelligent with all of this big words. They want to sound religious using Bible verses, but the why is just speaking simple terms.
Yes.
So I think that's something the church and others and believers can work on, is just talking in simple terms.
Yes, good
because
point.
A non-believer is not going to know the scripture.
Good point.
And then they'll bring out scripture
and really won't care.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
no big value on that to them.
Exactly. So talking to them, come into where they are. I think you mentioned that too. Come into where they are.
Yeah.
And opening up and having those serious conversations for them.
Yeah, that's good. Look, we got some talk on the screen. Let's hit this real quick when we come back. Trust is a huge issue. Thank you. The judgment is real. How did you come up with day 6 name? Well, let's go back to that.
It's actually a biblical reference. On the 6th day, God did a lot of things. One of the things was he gave us plants and animals. One of those plants being coffee. So we just kind of took that and ran with it.
RJ, are you preaching?
Trying to be like you, man. Reverend Wilson.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So it was kind of a biblical play. I think it's Genesis 1:29, I believe. God gave us plants and animals.
RJ, you quoting scripture?
Funny, right?
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, so we kind of just, you could take that, plants and animals, right? He gave us in the Garden of Eden. So that's where the name came from.
Yeah. So what else have you heard?
Ooh,
Piggy, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well,
may I throw out one?
Yeah.
So, folk, is it 1:30?
Yes.
We'll pause at 1:30. Normally we pause at 1:30 to acknowledge the members who have passed since last Friday. But since you're on the show, drum roll please. Ding! No church member has died the last 7 days. Ding, 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 ding. Let's keep this up. I like that. Amen. So y'all have to come back next week. So Nia, my daughter, I have a daughter, was very open about this, and I'll lead in with her. She goes to therapy, not all the time, but she goes openly, gladly, joyfully. And she made a great line. She had a great line. She said, therapy is liberating for me. Where I'm going with this, RJ and Corinne, is this. Your age group, generally speaking, y'all go to therapy. Heads my age don't go to therapy, by and large. Here's a hook. We are your parents and your grandparents. You need to go because of what we did.
That's a good point.
Because of what we said or didn't say, did or didn't do. You know, we don't go, you go, and we want to criticize y'all. And that's a serious, seriously, that's a disconnect.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's some guilt in that.
Oh.
Like the older generation, like my mom, I wonder if she'd be offended that I'm not coming to her. I'm like, sorry, Mom, I don't want to come talk to you about it. I'd rather go to a therapist. So maybe that plays a little bit.
I hadn't thought about it like that.
Who knows, though?
Yeah.
I think the role of Jesus and religion, for that matter, is who do you turn to? And so maybe our parents, grandparents see us as putting humans in the position where it should be God, when there's a place for both. And there's a balance and an understanding of how and what role a counselor or a therapist should play in our day-to-day lives, without removing Jesus or Christ.
And also somewhere along the line, oh Lord, we associated going to therapy with being crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so insane. No pun intended.
I hear that. I think in conversation how I think now it's becoming more acceptable. And I know even within churches there are counselors and people that you can go to, but the safe space or feeling like this is really a place where I can go and open up and not be looked at like I'm crazy, or I have issues that even though I'm a Christian, I'm dealing with this or I'm struggling with this sin.
Right.
And that goes back to transparency,
Right.
even accountability. And then that goes into leadership and how leadership is being held accountable, or specifically like youth ministers, et cetera. So it's kind of like a top-down approach and how people in leadership are promoting, to a certain extent, the option of counseling, therapy, and how that should or shouldn't, I guess, how it's been presented to us fit into our lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Charles, let's pull up a list of some of my ministries coming up, and what can we do to rebuild trust? Well, let's get back to that. Let me hit this. Some of the ministries, because I want to announce, I don't think I ever have. We have 3 therapists here at Windsor. Last week. Well, may I announce it again? And I won't name. But so anyway, if you want to access one of them, call the church. We have one who's in her 30s, one in her 40s, one in the 50s, actually, kind of spread out, and one or two specialize in. Look, they specialize in helping you prioritize your priorities and deciding which way to go and how to process stuff. They do all that. So we're excited about that. And I invite you to take advantage of it. It's free of charge. Next announcement I want to make real quick. Black Restaurant Weekend down at the 12401, the Power Center Food Park, Houston's newest, maybe not newest, there's another one now in Alameda, but the biggest food, and this happens to be black owned.
Okay.
In fact, this is Black Restaurant Week at the Power Center. We'll be there till 9 o'clock tonight. Great food. I mean, it'll be like maybe 15, 17 trucks, music, vibe. It's going to be live. Money Smart Week begins tomorrow. Financial Education for Everyone seminar big listings are at kingdombuilders.com/CEO. Black Marriage Day. Hey, Andre, you hear that? Is this Sunday. The Married Couples Ministry will host Marriage Unfiltered. That could be dangerous. Virtual events at 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock with Zoom information on the app and the website. The mature adults, man, they have something going on. Mature adults, they have something going on every Friday. They are dangerous. Tonight they've got the spoken word featuring, who is that, Trina? They say Trina Francis will be the special guest. I mean, they have folk coming from around the country. Virtual, of course, it's pretty tight. 4th and 5th grade leadership sessions will be Saturday, April 24th at 10 a.m. You can email Frankie Hall, F. Hall. Then Harris County early voting will be at the KBC for 1 week. Cool. I didn't know that. Beginning Tuesday, the 27th from 7 to 7. Love Like You've Never Been Hurt. Uh-oh. Is that a book?
Yeah.
Have you read it?
I haven't.
Have you heard about it?
I haven't, but I'm going to check it out now.
Love Like You've Never Been Hurt singles book series will begin on Thursdays in May, so get ready right now. If you want to receive reminders on current events, stay connected with the church family. I hope everybody listening has downloaded the app. Surely you have. And the Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff is rocking and rolling. Gonna keep it moving. And back to that question, Charles, please. I like that about dealing with trust now, whatever that question was. Want to remind you once again, 1241 South Main, South Post Oak, Power Center Food Park. And we're here with RJ. That's called the 6th restaurant, man. I call it that.
Go ahead, man. You call it whatever you want to call
The
it.
6th day, right there on Prairie between Maine and Travis in downtown Houston. What can be done to rebuild trust right now?
I think you kind of mentioned it earlier, the transparency aspect, being completely transparent as a church, as a pastor, showing your flaws. I think a lot of non-believers think that believers think of themselves as a higher standard.
Some of them do.
Or true. Or they're
Truth be
closer to
told.
God, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I think kind of humbling themselves.
Ooh.
And you know, actually I'm no better. You know, Jesus was hanging with prostitutes. Jesus was washing people's feet, kind of hanging out with those non-believers. And sometimes that could be an interesting, I'm not saying go hang out with gangsters and whatever, but that is how you get your message across to non-believers, putting your skin in the game and actually hitting the streets and showing, hey, I'm really about it, as opposed to sitting with your friends and the people that think that they're uppity or better than everybody else. So I think that can build the trust.
You know what? I'll be honored. RJ just said something. So there's in I think Matthew 28:30. Where's the Great Commission? I should know that. It's in Matthew 28, something called the Great Commission. Go ye therefore, make disciples. So here's the point. This is why I threw my head, because I was thinking about this yesterday, and you brought it up. How you gonna make disciples if the only folk you hang around are already discipled?
Yeah.
It is unbiblical to just hang out with people who smell like you, look like you, walk like you, talk like you, believe like you. That's not biblical. Some folks think it's holy. It's not scriptural. It may be traditional, but it's not spiritual. It ain't right. So if you don't know anybody who's not saved, shame on you. You know, you need to know somebody who's not, and be a blessing to them.
Absolutely.
That's all you're gonna say, absolutely?
No, I mean,
no, I'm just teasing.
Less is more. Less is more, and I think that
yeah.
Christians run into that, or believers run into that issue
Yeah.
of I'm not hanging with them. I don't want to be seen with them because you know maybe people think that I'm not a believer because I'm hanging out with non-believers. But when it's really the opposite, it's like.
And if you're sure of your salvation, you won't be.
That part, yeah.
I didn't tell you about Corinne. Corinne is the founder of and the leader of Philly Connect, and I like to say it's the largest young adult fellowship in the city. Would I be lying? I'm gonna say it anyway. Nah. So say a quick word about what Philly Connect is and what y'all do. Yeah.
So our mission is to equip young adults with tools to walk boldly in their God-given purpose, and to just be encouraged in doing that. It's not easy, to kind of deal with some of the stuff that we deal with as young adults and to stay on the straight and narrow. And we acknowledge that. So we come together weekly for Bible study, and we do our Bible studies in series. So right now, we're actually in a series on evangelism.
Shut up.
You didn't know
Really?
that?
No.
But we are. So we've been talking about for the past 3 weeks about
Yep.
what evangelism is,
Right.
how it should look, what we should be doing.
Yeah.
We've
Good.
done series on truth and prayer and purpose and identity, and it spans the spectrum of what we could family matters and relationships.
Yeah.
We do worship nights and social events. We have an annual Friendsgiving, community service, etc. So just providing a space for us to come together and keep growing in our walk. We call it a safe place,
Do you
space.
now? Tell them us.
Yeah, exactly.
So what if I'm 49 years old? Would you let me in?
Yeah, anybody can come. I would say our sweet spot. No, honestly though, I think that is something really special.
Yeah.
We are mostly 20s and 30s year olds. We have some in their 40s, but the wisdom that comes with people at all of these different age groups and the experiences is special.
So be careful before you answer this.
Okay,
Would you let a 70-year-old in?
come on through. Yes, absolutely.
There's hope for me,
Come on,
RJ.
come
There's
on.
hope for me.
Yeah, no, those are always fun experiences when people do.
Yeah.
We've had people all ages come.
Really?
We've had people's parents on. Yes, I promise.
So how do y'all discriminate against them?
No, they share. They give input. And
No. I mean, but do the 20-year-olds look at them funny or make them feel
Not at all.
unwelcomed?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'd
All right.
have to ask them, but
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right, well, that's super. Says thank you. Terry says thank you for encouraging counseling. Yep, absolutely. So, RJ, I think it's something on your mind you want to share with us. What is it? You have a look on your face.
I'm just glad to be here, man. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good, man. We're glad you're here.
Yeah, man. When Corinne told me about it, I was like, man, I couldn't sleep the same night.
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah.
10 years ago, you didn't know me. I came here and
Did you
listened
really?
to you preach. Oh yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah. You were a celebrity at the time, so I'm like, now I can meet you in the flesh. And
Yeah,
talk to you,
well, no celebrity
Not saying
then,
you're not a celebrity
and no
still.
celebrity now. Yeah. But I tell you what is a celebrity.
What's that?
This banana nut muffin.
Okay.
This banana. No. I can't ask a question. Somebody has to talk because I got.
Okay, I want to
put
add
my-
something real quick
Oh.
to how we can rebuild trust now. I think
Yeah.
it starts with
Yeah.
us, and it starts with me and everyone as an individual, because I can easily look to you and be like, well, Pastor, I think the church needs to do X, Y, and Z, and we need to have this ministry, and the ushers need to do blah, blah, blah. But really, if we were all to look at ourselves and say, okay, well, this is how I can show more love, or this is how I can be transparent, or I can go to lunch with someone, or I can ask for forgiveness, or step out in those ways, then the church would change.
Right. So this is going to sound corny, but it's true. And Tara may have heard this as a child. If every member were just like me, what kind of church would this be?
Ooh,
You ever heard that?
no.
No. What? How many of y'all have heard that? Don's not paying attention. Yeah. So it's. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Don's getting the next guest lined up, all the way from Waco, Texas. So that's a real deal, and it gets back to what you said earlier. I mean, it's easy to kind of point fingers and stuff, but what am I doing? So, RG, I asked you this Tuesday night. I'm gonna ask you again on camera, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Based on what you've heard from in the streets. By the way, love meets needs, right? So if we say we love, we meet needs. So assuming that Jesus followers love the world through the church, if you were a leader of a church and had a clean slate and a big budget, what would be some of the first things you would do?
I know Tuesday we talked about the therapy.
Right.
I've been thinking on it more.
Yeah.
I think that we need to encourage conversations more. I feel like social media is, you hear the religious talks and debates on
Right.
social media, but we don't have in-person talks. I know day 6.
Oh, listen.
Some of my favorite
Wait,
nights.
time out. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Oh, we lost the drummer. Now I wish y'all had seen this. Now, D, it was actually drum rolling. That's what you heard. Rose turns to this little chair and does this little patty cake thing. Rose, what the world was that, man? Was that like a complimentary drum roll or what? Oh, okay. Well, all right, that was very precious. Thank you so much. For those who say that the 20-year-old somethings are stuck on their phone and don't want to talk, you just heard a 20-year-old something say, more conversation.
Absolutely.
Are you rolling against the tide? What are you doing?
I mean, y'all got the wisdom that we don't have, so we slowly figure it out.
Maybe.
But yeah, I think that, Saturday, Friday night, was it Friday? I feel like we have, the last few weeks we've been having conversations about religion and just kind of, we get all religions in there. We have Muslims come in there. We have people that are atheists come in there and just have honest conversations.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you thinking?
Like organic.
Yeah, exactly. It's not forced or anything like that. But I think that's the way to build the church.
Yeah. It's 1:45.
Okay.
We'll have y'all back. You don't have to leave, but I got a 1:45 guest coming in, NCAA champ. This is rude. I'm kicking you off so fast, but I'm going to make up for it by having you back.
Sounds
RJ and Corinne, thank you so much.
You.
That was
Appreciate it.
good.
Yeah, enjoy
And
it.
thank you for the cheesecake that I'm eating all by myself. Now I'm just seasoning. I'm going to share. And that's what's the name of the restaurant again?
Day 6 Coffee Company.
Day 6 Coffee Company. Right there on Prairie between Main Street and Travis. Come on, Andre. Love y'all. Thank you. It's good. If I were a better host, I would have closed you out smoothly, giving you a wind down. Here comes my godson-in-law.
Oh, you got one.
Oh, and first of all, he's got the Baylor shirt on. He's got $1 million worth of Baylor equipment and jerseys and stuff in his closet, but he won't buy his pastor one shirt. So I had to go with my make-believe Baylor shirt.
I need to change
that. And you got a haircut, too. You got a haircut for the show?
just for you.
Yeah, this is Andre White, Leona Ellis' son-in-law, graduate of Baylor University. Word has it that he played basketball there.
Yes, it. Word was right.
Can anybody testify to that?
It's a few people.
Oh, okay, all right. Andre been kind enough to get Coach Brooks on the Zoom, so I'm gonna let you take the lead. Coach Brooks is one of the assistant coaches for the Baylor University NCAA champs. Hey.
Yes. Coach Brooks and I grew up together, been knowing Coach Brooks for a long time, and he was gracious enough to give us a couple minutes of his time. I know he's a really busy guy, but it just goes to show what type of person he is,
Yeah.
what type of people is on that coaching staff.
Yeah.
They would take time to hang out with us a little bit today. So without further ado, here's Coach Brooks here. Can you hear us, Coach?
Yes, sir, I can. Thanks for having me.
Coach, what's up, Mines?
Not much. How you doing, Pastor?
I'm doing great. I'm gonna shut up. I promised Andre he could ask the first question, but I'm gonna jump in after that.
Well, you know what? This is really your time, but Coach, tell me, how does it feel being a national champion? Now, you're a 3-time national champion. You won a couple times in junior college, but first time on the NCAA stage. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's unreal. It's a great feeling. I can't really. It's hard to believe it. I feel the same except my phone. I mean, I've had over 600 text messages and I don't know how many calls. So other than that, I mean, it feels the same. But I mean, it's a tremendous feeling knowing that we're national champions.
Yeah. Well, look. Before I ask the question I want to ask, let me get messy a little bit. How did it feel to beat your daddy in the quarterfinals?
Well, it felt great, to be honest. I was 0-2 against him leading up to that game. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah, he beat me twice. So I
got
think
it.
the Final Four win, I think that count more than one win, though.
There you go. Absolutely. Well, tell him I said hello and congratulations on his new appointment over there at Lamar University.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll definitely let him know.
Yeah. So here's my question, if I may. Okay. Coach, now, if you don't like this question, I could ask another one, right? But what did you learn during this championship run about life that you want to share with the viewers? Does that question make sense?
I think the biggest thing is sacrifice. We had so many people sacrifice in order for us to win a championship. I mean, we had some really, really talented players.
Yeah.
But they all sacrificed for one another, and I think because of that, everyone got attention and everyone got awards.
Man, that's great. Isn't that good?
Yeah, that's great.
You want to ask about the joy culture?
Well, that was one thing I wanted you to touch on, the joy culture. Talk to us and explain to everyone listening what that was about, where that started from, and how that impacted your team this year.
So joy is Jesus first, others second, and yourself last. And so we always preach joy, and I think it really has transformed our culture, to be honest. Now, everyone said a culture of joy. And it's actually something that we've seen Dabo Swinney, when they won a championship at Clemson. He talked about having a joy culture after the game. And Coach Drew reached out to Dabo, and, they formed a relationship, and we've kind of adopted it, and because we're the largest Baptist school in the country, we're able to share it a little bit more than a lot of schools.
Yeah. Well, not only are you the largest Baptist school in the country, you're not the best basketball team in the country. That's pretty cool.
True.
And look here, you could have won it last year were it not for COVID-19.
Oh, man, I know. I wish I could say back-to-back. I wish I could.
Yeah. So I'm going to get in trouble here a little bit. I know I'm not supposed to highlight one player. But may I just highlight one player?
All right.
Number 12. What's his name? Butler. Man, that brother is so smooth and cool. Back in the day, your daddy would know Jerry Butler. Coach, you old enough to know anything about Jerry Butler? Jerry Butler, they call the Iceman. He was smooth, cold-blooded. He would sing. So number 12 reminded me of the Iceman. He didn't even seem excited after he got the ring. He just standing there. Man, and I understand he's a Sunday school teacher too. Yeah. So I thought that he just kind of epitomizes, I know he's a senior, it's kind of the culture of the whole team and how you guys roll.
He's just a junior.
Get out of here.
He may be a senior.
I got you.
When it comes to the NBA draft.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I know about 55 females who want to date him. I tell you that right now.
Well, he got time. He needs to take care of business.
Coach said that twice. He got time. Yeah.
So, but no, I was going to touch on that.
Yeah.
I didn't know you knew that, but I think the impact you guys are having is carrying over to the players on that team. Like I said, Jared Butler, a Big 12 Player of the Year, but he also teaches Sunday school. So it just kind of shows what those guys are doing off the field and off the court as well. So it's a testament to what you guys are doing as a coaching staff.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Baylor is it's different than any place I've ever been. We actually have chapels during game day.
Oh, really?
So at home we have a Pastor Weibel that does it, but on the road, as assistant coaches, we actually lead chapels and we rotate. And so I think that's something that, we pray before every staff meet. We pray before every practice. We pray after practice.
Really?
We pray before games, and we pray on the court after every game, no matter if we win or lose.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's Coach Drew is a devout Christian. He leads this program, and his biggest thing is like if a kid get baptized, that's more important than winning a game.
Wow. So, Coach Brooks, let me ask you this. What if I want to attend Baylor University as a basketball player, and I'm really good, and the coaching staff really wants me, but I don't want to do all that prayer stuff and all that joy stuff. So what do y'all do with me?
Well, as long as you're respectful and you don't make a scene, and you don't have to close your eyes and bow your head, but as long as you're respectful and don't say anything, then, we'll allow you to be in the culture. But, we've had Muslims, we've had different denominations.
Okay, good.
So it doesn't, we don't exclude you if you're a different denomination, but you definitely have to be respectful because that's how we do it.
I noticed that the press, for whatever reason, loves Gonzaga. Even after Baylor beat Gonzaga, they're still talking about how great Gonzaga is. I'm like, Gonzaga lost. Baylor won. What's this pro Gonzaga press stuff about? What is that? Am I imagining Am I
No, I don't think
imagining
you are.
that?
I don't think you are.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they're an elite program, and, they've had a lot of success. Coach Few he's been coaching there 22 years, so.
Yeah.
I think they have a great reputation, and, we're not really sexy. Baylor is not sexy. I think
I got it.
we pride ourselves on being the underdogs, and, that helps, that motivates us. Let them keep talking about everybody else.
Well, man, y'all spanked that behind Monday night. I'm talking about from start to finish. They never had a chance. They never had a chance. Andre was all wired up, though, man. He was tight, man. I tried to call him. He didn't even answer the phone.
It's game time. It's game time.
So you got about 600 calls and texts. Not everybody, even here on KWK, they trying to own you. Talking about they related to you. That's my God, baby. Congratulations, Coach AB. Joy first is always important. Everybody got something to say now. Yeah.
Everybody
Houston is home, man. I love, Houston is where I was born and raised. So, and I've had a lot of people that, attend your church that I know. So who knows? Right.
Well, we welcome you to come anytime.
Thank you. I definitely need to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you taking this time out. It meant the world to us. It just shows what type of guy Coach Brooks is. I reached out to him, and he said, without a doubt, no question, I'll come and hang out with you guys. And before you go, what's next, Coach? What do we do now?
Man, we're throwing a pitch at the baseball game tonight. We have the parade on Tuesday.
Wait a minute, baseball game? What? Where?
Baylor baseball. Baseball.
Somebody here was about to ask you for a ticket.
Yeah, we staying local.
Man, look here, Timothy Fertitta. No, not Timothy Fertitta. What's the owner of the Astros?
Jim Crane.
Yeah, Jim Crane needs to invite y'all down to Houston to throw out the Baylor baseball at the Astros game.
He does. I mean, I am a Houstonian. I definitely. I don't want to throw a bad pitch. I have to practice before I come out there.
Yeah, please do. So we got to close out at about 2:00. But any parting words, man? It's just great to be able to coach. I've never talked to an NCAA basketball championship coach, so this is brand new to me. I don't hardly know what to do or what to say. Anything you want to say?
Nah, I just want to thank y'all for having me. And obviously I really respect, what y'all do, and, helping people, leading people to Christ. And so,
right.
Being a Christian man myself, I just want to thank y'all for all y'all doing and helping the community. I love Houston, and so continue to do what you do.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Say a word to the recruits you're trying to get down here.
I mean, if you can help us win the championship, come on.
If you can't help us win the championship, then go somewhere else, huh?
Yeah. I mean, we always say if you go to another school, you have a chance to beat us at least twice. But if you come here and you're the wrong person, you can beat us every day. I don't need nobody beating us every day.
Yeah. All right, Coach, be sure to tell your dad I say hey. And we appreciate you and congratulations again. And tell head coach we said hello to. Oh, wait, before you leave. Is it true that Andre actually played basketball at Baylor University?
I wasn't at Baylor at the time, but they say he was. They say he did.
You were supposed to affirm that. For me.
I do know he was good in Little League, though. I do know that.
It's time to cut you off, Coach. It's time to cut him off now.
It's time to cut you off. All right. Thank you, Coach. We have less than 200 vaccine doses left, 200 doses of vaccine left down at the Power Center 1241 South Post Oak. And it's a little bit overcast out there right now, but the sun is shining at the Power Center Food Park. Black Restaurant Week is on. In Jesus' name, we invite you to check out all of the events that are coming. Andre, you going?
Oh, I thought it was over.
Oh, well, I mean, it is over if you walk off the site. No, I'm just teasing. You need to go. Thank you I want to thank Andre for making all this happen, especially on such short notice.
No, that's no problem.
Now, you don't know this, but I'll tell you now. Your wife was the one that peeped this.
Really?
Yeah.
I should have known that she had something to do with
After the
this.
game, she said, Andre might be able to get a coach. My goddaughter.
She acted so surprised when I told her, too.
You gotta watch these wives,
You gotta
man.
watch 'em.
You gotta watch these wives. I tell you, they make you think you're leading something, and
you're not leading
you
anything.
necking it every time. You're necking it every time. But seriously, we welcome you. Thank you so much for joining us on KWK. Oh, Don, drum roll, please. Don forgot to remind me to tell you, gumbo cook-off, come heaven or high water, is next week. We have had, look, man, we've been trying to have a gumbo kickoff here since the Mississippi was a creek. And we're going to have it next weekend. So bring your gumbo on down here. It will be tasted and tested by somebody. And, huh? About 12:30. About 12:30, that's right. Just drop it off at the door, and we'll come get it. Abide by the CDC guidelines. And we will have real first, second, and third place prizes. So Pastor Hayes, I know you're watching. Hayes has been cooking her gumbo for about a month now. It should be well done by now. But serious. And after that, we'll see which gumbo goes best with this cheesecake. We love you. God bless you. KWK. See you next week. Andre, thank you so much
No problem.
for
Thanks for
being
having
here
me.
today, for making it happen. Corinne and RJ, thank you so much. We'll see you at the 6 Cafe, whatever your thing is called, on Prairie, right off of Main